Good afternoon, Ghana. It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
.3 Citi FM. This is the Citi Prime News. The news is live from our studio at Adabraka here in Accra. Coming up, Evertex Logistics Limited, the company at the center of ongoing OSP investigation, threatens to sue the Ghana Airports Company Limited over termination of their revenue assurance contract. Meanwhile, former board chair of the Ghana Airports Company, Paul Adumotri, denies allegations of financial loss to the state in the Evertex revenue assurance deal.
So this was the clarity that the board gave to us going to sole sourcing. So this is so no money is paid, no money. So if you can show truly that your systems have made us end this, and if the system make us end, we will all know.
Also coming up on the Citi Prime News, brace yourselves, public transport users, because transport fares are about to go up by 20% effective Friday, August 8.
When the government want to increase 1 cedi per litre, he didn't ask us. We didn't know anything. We just hear it from the people. And our people are suffering. So we want to increase something so that it will make them happy.
Still ahead on the Citi Prime News, minority group in Parliament describes as fraudulent the recent increase in producer price of cocoa and demands immediate upward adjustment.
It is most unfair and it's a stab in the back of the cocoa farmer. This is complete sakawa and totally unacceptable.
And later on the Citi Prime News, Black Stars midfielder Thomas Partey granted bail after appearing in UK court over rape allegations. All that and more on the Citi Prime News, which is live around the globe on citinewsroom.com. Here in the country, in the Upper West region, we're on Tumpani Radio 88.5 FM in Nadoli. In Drapa, we are on 96.1 FM Drapa. In Upper East region, we're on Rikas 92.1 FM in Bongo Namo. In the Northern region, we're on North Star Radio 92.1 FM in Tamale. In the Northeast region, we're on Nobia 98.1 FM in Nalerugu. And in the Western region, we're on Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM, both in Takrady.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for your time this afternoon. I am Charles Oskumi. Let's get into the details of the bulletin. And Evertex Logistics Limited has given the Ghana Airports Company Limited a 7-day ultimatum to reverse the termination of its revenue assurance contract or face legal action. The company, through its legal and management consultants, K. Archie, responded to a termination letter issued by Ghana Airports Company on August 1, stating it considers the move unjustified, unreasonable, and executed in bad faith. In a strongly worded letter, Evertex expressed shock, insisting that it had already begun work, submitted reports for action, and made capital investment worth $64.6 million in infrastructure tailored specifically for Ghana Airports Company Limited. Here are excerpts of the letter read by my colleague Shiba Arbabenin.
Our client has received this information to its utter dismay, given that it has heavily invested in the infrastructure tailor made for the GACL pursuant to the agreement aforementioned. Furthermore, our client considers the intention to terminate the said contract as actuated by bad faith and unreasonableness. We are instructed by our client to inform you that the purported termination is unacceptable to it, given its capital investment into this contract in the region of $64 $64,600,000. Moreover, our client had already started executing its assignment in fulfillment of the contract and indeed prepared report for your attention and action. In the view of the foregoing and in the spirit of seeking an amicable settlement of the matter, our client instructs us to inform you to withdraw the said letter within 7 days upon receipt of this letter. We are further instructed that if upon the expiration of the 7 days you fail or refuse to withdraw the said letter, we have our client's full instruction to institute an action to vindicate its rights and seek reliefs, including but not limited to its capital investment.
Those were excerpts of a letter from Evertex to the Ghana Airports Company Limited following the termination of the revenue assurance deal between the two. It was read by my colleague Shiba Araba Benin. Meanwhile, former board chairman of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, Paul Adomotri, has clarified that no payments were made under the now terminated revenue assurance contract between Ghana Airports Company Limited and Evertex Logistics Limited. His remarks come in the wake of ongoing investigations by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which led to his recent invitation and brief detention. Speaking during an interview with Bernard Avle on The Point of View on Channel 1 TV, Paul Adomotri strongly denied any suggestion of financial loss to the state.
There's a statement from the company just last week saying that absolutely no money has been spent on the contract.
The Ghana Airport Company hasn't paid this company for any service?
Ghana Airport Company, under the what we approved, is not supposed to pay them.
How are they supposed to make their money?
That's a good question. No payment at all. So we know that we are earning 100 cedis from mineral water. If you come and out of your work, you can show, or we can earn 500 cedis from the mineral water. The difference will be 400 cedis what you have added. Under the contract, or under what we discussed at the board, the proposal they brought, they wanted 20% of this 400. The board said, no, that's too high. You can have 16%. So this was the clarity that the board gave to us going to sole sourcing. So this is so no money is paid, no money. So if you can show truly that your systems have made us earn this, and if the system make us earn, we will all know. Because they were saying that in real time, they can tell the company how much you should be expecting. So that if the people come and they are saying something else, then we can reconcile with the data and show them that this is what. So this is what it's about. That's why no payment is involved.
That was the former board chairman of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, Paul Adomotri. Away from that, some residents occupying portions of the Tema Ramsar site are calling on the government to halt planned demolitions, insisting their lands were acquired through officially sanctioned leases from the Forestry Commission. The appeal follows recent demolition exercises at other Ramsar sites by the Greater Accra Regional Security Council, with another operation expected at the Tema site in the coming days. Now, speaking on the City Breakfast Show, a spokesperson for the affected homeowners, Jerry John Nanyumu, said many residents bought their lands from Gainford Investment Limited, a company that presented a lease signed by the Forestry Commission. He argues that he urged the government to engage them on regularizing their properties rather than resorting to demolitions.
We have sat down. The place has been encroached by authorities themselves. I've mentioned TDC. Okay. Now, if TDC have encroached and it's been regularized, Gainford has gone to forestry. They've given them a parcel. Why is that not going to be regularized? Why are you coming to break those houses? Are you going to break TDC's regularized homes as well? That's the first question I want to ask. So, yes, as we are in this situation at the moment, I've not said on one of the radio stations, times or modern days, you need modern solutions. You need engineering solutions. And engineering solutions, I know, Bernard, you've traveled to Dubai before. Dubai is claiming the sea and building cities in the sea. If you go to Netherlands, they are building within water and claiming water and building in it. So why can't we engineer the place? The Regional Coordinating Council is coming today. So we need them to hold. We need them to engage. We are engaging Gainford. We want Gainford to go to the authorities and regularize things that he needs to do. So we will all have our peace.
Jerry John Nanyumu is the spokesperson for some residents occupying parts of the Tema Ramsar sites. Meanwhile, engineer and policy analyst Kwasi Dede has called for the prosecution of government officials involved in the sale of Ramsar lands. Speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show, he criticized the current approach of targeting only property owners while complicit officials and developers are left unpunished.
I think that our district assemblies need to step up. And if there are any persons who are officially implicated in this thing, they need to be dealt with. That is how we ensure that systems work. Because who are the forestry commissions were involved in this thing? I think that when we simply go and demolish buildings without holding persons who may have encouraged people to build in there responsible, I don't think we do ourselves a good thing, because then others continue to do it. So I think that beyond demolishing the buildings, we must go after anyone who has a signature on any of those documents to say that the land was sold. Then the developer who also acquired the land, purportedly acquired the land and sold it to them, must also be held accountable, so that these people just don't suffer and then it's left at that end. The people, all the people involved, officialdom and everything, must be held responsible. That is how we can. That's the only way to ensure that things like that don't continue to happen. Because in the recent ones that were done earlier, some people were pointing fingers at people at the municipal assembly or whatever. Why has nothing been done about those people?
You heard engineer and policy analyst Kwasi Dede. Let's now head to Parliament. The minority there is calling for an immediate upward review of the producer price of cocoa for the 2025-2026 season. The caucus argues that an increment announced yesterday is inadequate and falls short of the promises made by the NDC while in opposition. Addressing journalists, ranking member on the Food and Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs Committee, Yao Opoku, described the increase as fraudulent and said it is unacceptable for the Mahama-led government to shortchange cocoa farmers.
And tell cocoa farmers that they are very, very happy. Cocoa farmers are rather sad and highly disappointed. Ladies and gentlemen, cocoa farmers deserve better for their toil and sacrifices, for their enormous contribution to the economy of this country. They cannot be taken for granted all the time. The deception must stop. This new farm gate price of 3,228.75 per bag, I don't know how you would describe it, but I heard a number of descriptions from our own farmers. They have described it as ridiculous. Some have said it's laughable. Others have said it's comical. Others have said it's absurd. Others say it is shameful, and others are saying it is most unfair, and it's a stab in the back of the cocoa farmer. This is complete sakawa and totally unacceptable.
Now, the minority group has also criticized the NDC government for what they describe a reckless demand, having previously pushed for a producer price of not less than 6,000 Ghana cedis per bag while in opposition.
Ghanaians are also asking, especially cocoa farmers, that what would have been the NDC's government position today if the NPP government had yielded to their insistent pressure and paid the 6,000 Ghana cedis per bag as they demanded at the time. Would the NDC governments admit that they were reckless in their demand for the then government to pay between 6,000 and 7,000 cedis per bag? The NDC government has told Ghanaians that Cocoa Board is insolvent. I think you've heard it over and over again, that Cocoa Board is insolvent. They also said Cocoa Board is broke. And again, they also said Cocoa Board today is a collapsed industry, among other things. The NDC government has told Ghanaians that Cocoa Board is insolvent. Cocoa Board is broke. Cocoa Board is a collapsed industry. What they have failed to tell Ghanaians is how much revenue Cocoa Board had generated from cocoa sales in the 2024-25 season.
That was Isaac Yaopoku, the ranking member on the Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs Committee of Parliament and a member of Parliament for Offenso South. You're still listening to the City Prime News here on City 97.3 FM. We're broadcasting live from our studios here in Adabraka in Accra. Around the country, we're on Focus 94.3 FM in KNUC campus on Kumasi. We're also on Orange 107.9 FM, also in Kumasi in the Volta region. We're on Sela Radio 97.1 FM in Dabala. We're also on Holy FM 98.5 FM in Aflao. In the Savannah region, we're on Kasha 99.5 FM. In Damongo, in the Buno region, we're on Greener 95.9 FM. Still ahead on the City Prime News. Transport fares set to go up by 20% effective Friday, August 8. Stay with us. The City Prime News will be back shortly.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Are you searching for a world-class conferencing facility to elevate your next event? Do you need a bougie look for that all-important corporate, board meeting, or private social event? The Alisa Pavilion has an unmatched capacity. Our expansive conference center comfortably seats 1,000 persons in a theater-style setup. This makes it ideal for large conferences, product launches, weddings, social events, and exhibitions. There are 2 executive boardrooms set up for your high-profile meetings. With the importance of seamless technology integration, our facilities are equipped to support your audiovisual needs. Looking for an oasis of bliss? Saunter into our Oasis Lounge and Bistro on Thursdays for Thirsty Thursday, while you enjoy a whopping 15% discount. Make a date for Saturday Barbecue, where we have alfresco dining for nature lovers in our lush manicured lawns, while you savor lip-smacking dishes. The Alisa Hotel Pavilion, where great minds convene and beautiful memories are created. Alisa Hotels, our Kwaba means more than just welcome.
Looking for a one-stop shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025, a celebration of excellence in locally made goods and services. This year's exhibition brings together the very best that Ghana has to offer, from timeless traditional crafts to cutting-edge innovations. The This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM, this is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. Join us in championing Ghanaian talent, creativity, and authenticity. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining Made in Ghana across every sector. The dates: Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through to 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the Info Sutherland Children's Park. For inquiries or participation details, call us on 0205 973 973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by MTN, EcoBank, and Side Hassle.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. This is the City Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM with me, Charles Osukumi. Now, the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council has announced a 20% increase in public transport fares effective Friday, August 8, 2025. The decision is attributed to rising operational costs, including the new 1 cedi per litre levy, high maintenance expenses due to poor road conditions, and cost of spare parts. Speaking to City News, acting chairman of the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council, Alhaji Mohammed Tanko, expressed disappointment over the government's failure to create a more favorable operating environment for transport operators.
When the government want to increase 1 cedi per litre, he didn't ask us, he didn't tell us anything. So we didn't know anything. We just hear it from the people. And our people too are suffering. The spare parts having been reduced. Everything is high. So we sit down quiet. Up to now, the minister didn't call us, didn't say anything to us. And our people are suffering. So we want to increase something so that it will make them happy. Oh, if we increase, they will understand. Because each of us are fighting for himself. The spare parts, nobody is reducing. We are suffering.
Alhaji Mohammed Tanko also criticized the government over its failure to engage the council on the implemented 1 cedi per litre fuel despite their patronage of fuel on a large scale that's placing a burden on its members.
So we are not the enemy of the government. If government want to do something, he didn't inform us. He didn't negotiate with us. We don't know what is going on. Just we are in the country just like that. But he can call some people to negotiate with them. What about us? He can negotiate with GPRTU or they say concerned drivers. We Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council. We are many. But not all the transport in the country is GPRTU. VIP are not GPRTU. VVIP are not GPRTU. OA, they are not GPRTU. We have Pro Tour, we have cooperative, we have many transport body. So government, if you want to, don't take only one body. So government, if you want to negotiate anything, they have to call all of us. Formally, they call us. So we go together and then decide what to do, even increase or not.
You heard acting chairman of the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council, Alhaji Mohammed Tanko. Let's now head to the presidency. President John Dramani Mahama has announced the formation of a presidential task force on global health governance to strengthen Ghana's health system through international and continental partnerships. Speaking at the Africa Health Sovereignty Summit in Accra, he says the initiative aims to create a health investment ecosystem grounded in African ownership and equity. The president also launched the Sustain Initiative, which seeks to align national budget with health priorities and attract diaspora support.
Today I'm pleased to announce two significant commitments. The first is the Presidential High-Level Task Force on Global Health Governance. This will be a convening platform to engage global and continental partners to redesign the health governance systems for the world we live in now, not the world of yesterday. The second will be the launch of the Sustain Initiative, and this means scaling up sovereign transitions and institutional networks. This is a bold African-led platform that will align our national budgets with our health priorities, will mobilize sovereign, diaspora, and philanthropic capital into our health systems. It will foster cross-border learning, innovation, and accountability. And I extend an open invitation to all nations represented here to join us in building an African health investment ecosystem that is driven by purpose and is powered by equity and anchored in our sovereignty.
You heard President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama. Now also speaking at the Africa Health Sovereignty Summit, Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, says the organization is supporting countries to introduce or expand health taxes on tobacco, alcohol, and sugary drinks.
In low and middle-income countries, go unspent due to weak public financial system. That is money lost. But more importantly, it means lives lost. WHO is now working with governments and partners here in Africa and elsewhere to strengthen value for money in several ways by developing essential health benefit packages and cost-effective policies, by supporting countries to introduce or increase health taxes on tobacco, alcohol, and sugary drinks through pool procurement and investment in domestic manufacturing.
Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus is Director General of the World Health Organization. The Member of Parliament for La Dade-Kotopon, Rita Nao Dolosewa, has assured constituents that the La General Hospital project will be completed before the end of 2028. The hospital, which was demolished in 2020 to make way for redevelopment, has remained an abandoned construction site. Several efforts to restart the project stalled due to funding and administrative challenges, even under the previous Akufo-Addo administration. Now, during a visit to the site, the MP says the Mahama administration will prioritize and complete the project within its term, stressing that President Mahama has not turned his back on the people of La.
The work was not stalled. When we came into power, work was ongoing. But like I said, they raised certificates, and so the certificates are yet to be honored. Yeah. And so I believe in 2 years' time, since we are at about 30% work done so far. Yeah. Yes, so I believe in 2 years' time it should be completed so that we'll be able to use the health facility, and it will not go to 2028. Okay. Believe you me. And we were in it together, myself and the Honorable Minister, Honorable Akando. We've been in this hospital case together, so there's no way he's going to abandon it. He has assured me, and I believe in his word because we have a father who cares. That's why we are coming up with the Mahama Cares to ensure that there'll be health care for all citizens of Ghana.
Ritana Odole Soa is Member of Parliament for La Dade Kotopon. Meanwhile, the project manager for the La General Hospital, Richard Nidade, says the 2028 timeline is feasible if the government provides funding to resume work, which was halted in May.
It has to do with the cash flow of the contractor. Certificates were raised and some have been paid and some have not been paid. So if he doesn't have adequate cash flow, he cannot continue working. So it's got to do with his cash flow. That is why he's slowed or suspended the works for now. It is contractual. He's allowed. It worked up to the end of May, and they gave notice as required by the contract. I agree with what the minister has said. It is feasible, it is doable, and it is very likely to happen.
You heard project manager of the La General Hospital, Richard Nidade. Still on stalled projects, traders at the Crofro market in the Ashanti region have expressed joy and renewed optimism following the resumption of work on the long-abandoned market project. Construction has restarted, with contractors clearing the sites and preparing for full-scale redevelopment. Some traders who spoke to Citi News say the completion of the project will bring them much-needed relief.
If we say market,
many people will have lost their livelihoods because they can no longer sell in this market, and they are truly struggling. Completing the market would greatly benefit all of us. The population is growing daily, and more people are looking for space to sell their goods. Completing the market will help address this challenge.
This is a large market that will help solve the problem of overcrowding in our existing markets.
Those were some traders at the Crofro market in the Ashanti region speaking to Citi News. Meanwhile, Mayor of Kumasi, Richard Ofori-Agyemang-Boadi, has assured residents that funds have been allocated for the project's completion. He says the market will be ready in time for the 2026 Christmas festivities.
We are saying that we'll use it to celebrate Christmas in December 2026. And December 2026 Christmas is going to start on the 24th of December, right? So I'm sure by 24th of December it should be ready, because that's what we are using to celebrate Christmas in December 2026.
Richard Ofori-Agyemang-Boadi is the mayor of Kumasi. Now to the central region. The educational director of the region, Dr. Juliet Dufie-Otame, has expressed concern over the ongoing encroachment on senior high school lands in the region. Her comments follow growing infrastructure challenges, particularly at Peterman Senior High School and other senior high schools, which continue to hinder effective supervision and disrupt academic progress. Now, speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily Show, Dr. Otame warned that the situation poses a major setback to long-term educational planning and development.
We have resolved as a directory that will ensure that all the lands for the schools that were given either through by the community or state lands are protected. So we've laid with the Lands Commission through the regional minister, and they are helping us so that we do the appropriate thing by registering all the lands of the senior high school. This is a project we have taken it up as a directory. And so it's not only just infrastructure, because we see that most of our school lands have been encroached upon. We were looking, they've gone round together with the Lands Commission and the Survey Department. Some of them, the community gave them about maybe 200 or 400 acres, and it has been reduced to less than 100. And we fear that in the near future, it will come to nothing.
Dr. Otame further notes that several schools in the central region are in urgent need of infrastructure improvement.
So far, it looks like all schools, but some are very immediate, just like Peterman. And so we have not less than about 40 schools that may need this urgent infrastructure as we are talking about in terms of the school classrooms and then accommodation for heads as well as for teachers. And we know how important this is.
Dr. Juliet Dufie Otame is the Central Regional Education Director. And finally, before we go, former Arsenal and Ghana midfielder Thomas Partey has been granted conditional bail after appearing at Westminster Magistrates Court to face multiple charges of rape and sexual assault. The 32-year-old, whose contract at Arsenal expired in June, has been charged with 5 counts of rape and 1 of sexual assault involving 3 women, with the alleged incident occurring between 2021 and 2022. According to the Crown Prosecution Service, the charges span his time at the North London club. And that'll be all for this edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Adabraka here in Accra. For more news, log on to our website, citinewsroom.com. I am Charles Osukumi. Thank you for listening.
Citi News.